Hello everybody and welcome to episode 28 of the Pentagon Challenge, and today I'm going to take a break from live coming and discuss the affairs of the team once more. But you want to know for certain if I'm going to be loyal to the club upon the expiry of my contract, and as things stand my answer is no. I want to boost my reputation to the best it can be and then leave the club at the end of the season to try and find a superior job, as I think I've reached the peak of what Vasco da Gama Cape Town are capable of. And of course the whole point of the series is you have to move clubs if you want to complete your objective. But anyway, a little bit of good news is that I have my National A licence, so I'm within touching distance of a continental license, which I am now studying for, so hopefully my reputation will grow a little bit more. It's still the same as it was before, but now with the Premier League finally in the balance, we are by far the best of the rest. But if we can improve our results, starting with the miracle against Supersport United, we could perhaps get within 7 points of the league leaders and make a late dash for a potential top 4 result. But we still need to gain 4 points on the likes of the Bidvest Vists and even the Kaiser Chiefs and Platinum Stars. So it's not a disaster yet, but I'm just a little flustered about how easy we are to beat. We've lost 7 games, whereas you look at someone like the Platinum Stars, they've only lost 3 times, and that was against pretty good opposition to say the least. They've even beaten the reigning champions. So tensions are high. I want to maximise our potential as best we can. We just haven't been that great yet, but we are in good form now, and that's very, very important. So the heartbreak of losing another semi-final ultimately got me laying down my law and playing more games off camera. So we're well into January now, and we'll begin commenting on this 1-0 loss to the Kaiser Chiefs just a few days after that crushing disappointment. They did go on to win that tournament, the Knockout Cup, and they deserved the win here at Parow Park. It was just the one goal that made the difference, but they could have had more. But my goalkeeper was man of the match with plenty of saves. We got our payback straight away on Polokwane, but it was too little too late. But I'm grateful that we got 1 goal in each half to affirm our dominance. And then a disastrous result, to say the least, against Bloemfontein Celtic. Again, this was at home, and again it was just a few days after our game. So they took the lead through Lorato Lamola, and it looked like they were on their way to victory with minimum fuss, but it was actually Ibrahima who got himself red carded through a second bookable offence, as you can tell. But somehow or other we failed to put the ball back in the back of the net. I think we had a goal ruled out for offside, which was the correct decision, but still it doesn't console me one bit. That was a result that could have changed the course of the season. But then against the Platinum Stars, the final game before the winter break, we did get something out of the game, which was fantastic. But it started off and with a horror show, really, as the captain Radaby put the ball into the back of his own net. Really upsetting for him, I'm sure. But we picked ourselves up and got 2 goals before half-time through Juanito Manuel and Pule Mariusen, both left-footed players if I'm not mistaken. But disaster struck again early into a half. Shepo Rick Hosso equalised, and then it was a stalemate from there on in. But that could have been another huge result, to say the least. We got 2 rather meaningless winter friendlies in, which is fair enough. But then against lowly opposition such as Chippa United, the Free State Stars and Maritzburg United, we've all won comfortably. So we're now in the best form of our season. We haven't won in 3 games in a row since the start of the year, and it's just been topsy-turvy. Well, I suppose that kind of counts there in October, but now we've won 3 league games in a row, that's what I should say. But if Supersport United and the very, very poor Ajax Cape Town take the points off us, then we can forget about winning the title or qualifying for a continental competition. So it's a long way to go. We have an FA Cup match against Roses United, the team I had to beat to get promoted in the first place, so that'll be a fun getting reunification with them. But then you can see our season gets very, very tough again. We've got the Bidvest Vits, Kaiser or Orlando Pirates, Jomo Cosmos, the Black Leopards, the Sundowns, Bloemfontein Celtic and Kaiser Chiefs all before the end of the year, and then winnable games against Polokwane and Chippa in between Platinum Stars will end the season. So if we're going to do what my dreams, if we're going to make my dreams come true, then we need to win the majority of these games and then hope for the best. But the fact that we've only won or drawn a single game all year, that says a lot about our mental strength. We either commit our best performances or our worst performances. We don't have a middle ground just yet, so we'll have to try and catch up to the likes of Supersport starting today. Now, financial pressures are kind of looming in again. By not getting into a final, we are starting to lose money, but the board are relatively pleased with me should they decide to keep me. But we still have plenty of work to do. We've had to renew a few contracts here and there, and a few we can't renew at the minute due to these promises, such as Ace Sally, who wants to get more football, and I can't tie him down until that moment. So I might try and offer these guys out for a loan again, offer to clubs just to get rid of them, I suppose. Don't really care. They're not good anyway, so let's just offer them out straight away. Okay, so let's talk about the squad in general. The injuries are starting to disappear, but Ntuku Radaby has picked up a small injury there and he'll be out for a little while, but a few other players are just trying to get back into match fitness, and Matt Langu's been out for the majority of the year. He's nearly here and ready to play again, but it's not quite working out for him. Then there are other guys come back from injury that just need to be given match time, and they will probably get their chance against Supersport. So now let's check out the stats for the overall campaign, and then we'll compare it to the league soon enough. So the most played players are Malambo, Boxall, Nagidi, Malachi and Nichepe, no real surprises there, and Sean McCarthy also in the mix. So the top scorer this season is indeed the young winger and attacking midfielder. He's just been splendid, and for some reason my hair pack has changed. I don't know if that's a glitch or not with the hair pack that I downloaded, but that's just a bit weird that he now has a big giant haircut as opposed to his sort of longish hair coming down. We'll ignore that. He's just been fantastic all year long, and I hope he can carry on. And if I do stay in South Africa, he'll be the first on my shopping list to bring to a new club. The second highest goal scorer is actually Juanito Manuel, who I've been nurturing from Ajax Cape Town. I hope that I could poach him next year as his contract expires in 2020, but we're not quite there yet. Nick Chepe has had a pretty poor season compared to last. If you want to take a look at that, he got 7 goals in 13 appearances. This year it's only 4. He just needs to up his game, but he's bound to start more often than not in the coming weeks. Alcardo Van Gran, trying to come back from injury, has been better than he was last year, but he's not quite there yet. He's only played 6 games and he scored twice in the league and then twice in the cup as well, so that makes 4 overall. He's been good, but he's just been injured a little too often for my liking. The lonely striker Ndwandwe has 3 goals in the league, but he doesn't get to start very often. And then Ace Sally, Pule Marisen, Tokozani Fowler, Tabo Hitashwayo, Nagidi, Balde, Labisi, Malachi, Marumo and Skippers have 1 goal. In the assists department, Juanito Manuel first, Nagidi is second. He's been superb this season. He's my highest ranked player overall with 7.54 average rating. Radaby has 3 assists, which is great. McCarthy and Van Gran have 3. Ndwandwe, Ace Sally, you want to take one more look at him. He's done a good job. Mapoyane, Mariusen, Balde, Skippers and Wambi have 1 assist. The man of the match most often has been Nagidi, Manuel, then McCarthy, Sally, and then if 3 guys have 1 man of the match award. The best passer, we'll try and find the best overall. So Malachi, in fairness to him, deserves the best passer with 82 100% in 14 starts. My best shooter is probably Radaby. Actually, he's hit 100% of his shots on target, but he's probably hasn't had that many. Juanito Manuel 71%, so that's a pretty good efficiency record. And then all the way down at the bottom, some guys haven't even hit one shot on target. But Marumo probably needs to up his game. Yellow cards, Adolf has the most. Red cards, Malachi and Negomasha have been sent off once this season. And the best rated player, Nagidi, McCarthy, Sally, Manuel, Radaby, Van Gran, Nugope, Mahlangu, Wambi, Malambo, Malachi, Balde and Mukumelo all have 7 or higher. Then down at the bottom, Marumo has been my weakest player this season. Hasn't played too much though. Negomasha 6.7, Fowler 6.71, then just all sorts of other guys you don't expect to be doing too well. But Adolf has played a lot of games and hasn't done particularly well. Nick Chepe 6.89 isn't good for a striker really. And then Pulimari Sen there with a 6.94, but he hasn't played very often. So that's what my players have done. Goal scoring remains a weak point for the club, but if we take a look at league stats with the teams in detail, we're the second best at keeping possession. We have actually just a 1 penalty, and it was missed, if you remember that. That was in the league. Best teams in form, the Vits, the Pirates, Supersport, Jomo Cosmos and ourselves. And then what else do we need to look at? We're the dirtiest team in terms of yellow cards, which is a bit upsetting. I don't like committing so many fouls. And if we move down to the goals department, we're way down here on 26. I really want to be in the 30s as soon as possible. The best goal scorers from corners, we only have 1 goal from a corner. The best passers, we're second again. You probably expect that. We've completed the most passes, which is really, really cool. I like that. The fouls against, we're the 5th. The 5th worst team at being fouled, which is good. We're getting it forward. We dribble 13 times per game. Defending wise, we've conceded 24 goals, which is mid-table sort of thing again. Not great in my opinion. I want to be a little bit better. You can see the Bidvest Vits aren't winning the league, but they're keeping clean sheets. With 9 in total, we've only kept 4. Let me see, is there anything else? The average attendance, we're down here with 1,467, which is still a massive improvement compared to last year. But by capacity, we're not even 50%, which is still quite worrying for a team that's in the top half of the league. The highest attendance all season, no surprises from the Kaiser Chiefs there. And we're down second bottom with 1,755. And then the lowest attendance, we have the 3rd worst at 1,231. The salary per annum, you can still see we're the 2nd lowest spenders in the league with 1.46 million paid in salary per annum, whereas you look at Jomo Cosmos, I didn't notice how much money they spent. They have 11.12 million, so they must have a very rich German. I didn't know that actually, since they were relegated the year before, so how on earth have they managed that? So let's look at their staff. So they have an American chairman. I didn't know that, and that's very peculiar. But they are doing much, much better this season, and it must show with the wages they're putting in every week. So you can see look at these contracts, 17,000 a week for him. Like, that's insane. 16 grand a week, 16 grand a week. This is remarkable. How on earth are they spending that much money? But I digress. They're making big strides. And then as for ourselves, we're just not able to compete with some of these other teams. But you can certainly see the Kaiser Chiefs and the Pirates do spend big as well. But credit to Supersport. They're the 5th biggest spenders on wages, but they're top of the league. And then you look at Free State Stars are struggling. Ajax Cape Town are struggling. So that's just a big warning sign to me. But that will pretty much wrap up the episode now. We're trying to renew the contracts of our staff to the best of our abilities. We've probably got most of them secured now, but I'm proud that we're getting a lot of good coaches in now. But as I say, I'm not a great coach myself yet. And then actually the transfers, I forgot to talk. I sold Mathabella. He wanted to leave. That was earlier in the summer, wasn't it? Yeah. So he's actually picked up a huge injury, a torn hamstring. That'll keep him out for a long time. He hasn't played very much. So that's a poor signing from the Pirates' point of view. But Mukumelo, I had to bring in a new defender for the injury crisis we were having in that department, and he's already had one appearance with a 7.0 average rating. So I think we should be safe for our defenders between now and the end of the season. We've had so many of them injured, and I've really struggled to cope with 2 games a week with only 3 centre backs. That's just not on. So Mukumelo should hopefully fill in that department. So apologies for forgetting about him, but he will not be playing today as he made his debut in the last game. Or he didn't. No, he played against Free State Stars. I don't think I've changed my team. No, I haven't. I have to get rid of some of those guys. So he might be playing again in the game against Supersport. But anyway, that will be absolutely everything for today. I have my goalkeeper possibly leaving on loan. That'll be good for his development. But I'll come back for if I make it. So who should I play? I'd like to go as far as I can, so maybe I'll stop at the Black Leopards to see how we're doing, and if we're in the title race, that'll be terrific. So we'll livecom that game. If we're not, I'll probably try and plot my way out of the club. And last thing to mention, the manager movement has only seen 2 managers sacked, and it is actually because of Quinton Fortune getting offered a new job that he went from Chippa to Ajax Cape Town, but nothing that I want to go for, since Ajax are way down the bottom. And then if we want to take a look at the first division, it seems to be one-way traffic again, as the Tucks are so close to winning the league at this stage. They're unbeaten all year long. The Golden Arrows and Roses United are providing the backup there. I have to be wary of Roses, of course. And then in the relegation zone, Santos FC and Maluti FET currently hold those places, but it's not such a one-way system this year. It's all so close, and anybody from FC Cape Town below could possibly get relegated. I'm not too sure about the Stars of Africa or anyone there. So apologies if this episode dragged on a little bit, but it's just very, very important that we maximise the time left that we have with Vasco da Gama. And if we're going to get a new job, then I need to be in the absolute best shape of my career to take the next steps towards potential Champions League success. But thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.